Swine, my brother?
Nah, no thanks.
Now let me tell you something. If you hit a man in time, his wounds will heal. And if you steal from a man, you can replace what you steal. And always cross in the green, never in between. Honorable Elijah Muhammad Ali floats like a butterfly and stings like a bee.
Just thinking about spending another minute with Farrah convict made me never want to do time in the joint again.
Boy, am I happy to see you, man.
And always remember, my brother, one fish, two fish, red fish, blue fish, knick-knack, paddywhack, get a dog a bone, 2000 party, oops, out of time, my bacon smelling fine.
What it do? Welcome back to another episode of Sum It Up.
Craig. Add it up. Make it the total.
So for today's topics, we're going to go ahead and get it cracking. We got job court, Black community judge Black businesses more than others, Brian McKnight, and Nico Midnight, even though I should have put Nico in there because he deserved way more recognition than Brian. Then we have the riots, U.S. strikes Iran, grounded in nature. All that equals to the bunkers. It's time to go to the bunkers.
They say Trump mad because nobody showed up for his birthday party. On his birthday, on my birthday. They didn't bring a birthday present on his birthday for his birthday party on his birthday.
He don't deserve it.
That's exactly
because his decisions, a lot of people weren't able to celebrate their birthdays, for one. And for two, people didn't even make it because of the decisions that he made to even live to see to their birthday. So I don't give a fuck what that man got going on. I do because it affects us, but when it comes to his birthday,
hell no, I wouldn't. Yeah, no, y'all got me butt up. You got me butt up. But y'all, welcome back to another episode. Yay.
How y'all feeling today? How y'all jobs been treating y'all? How life been lifing for y'all? What y'all been up to? Let's talk. Let's get into y'all. I just want to say thank y'all for whoever joins the
Shout out to the viewers. Shout out, big heart.
Viewers, discretion is advised, and everything is alleged. And for entertainment purposes only. And always remember to what?
Tip your bartender and your DJ. And
your DJ. Y'all be sleeping on the DJ when
they be forgetting the DJ holding together.
There is no party.
Ain't no party. Y'all just sitting around talking. Y'all might as well be at a fellowship at church. Shout out to the bartenders and the DJ. I ain't about to count. Tip them. Tip.
And your security guard too. He keep y'all boys safe for the most part.
For the most part, some be abusing me because they be, I'm a security guard, top flight of the world grade. Top flight of the world. But thanks for keeping us safe. Sure.
So let's start with job courts, okay? So the U.S. Department of Labor pauses job court center operations. Washington, the U.S. Department of Labor today announced it would begin a phased pause in operations at contractor-operated job court centers nationwide, initiating an orderly transition for students, staff, and local communities. The decision follows an internal review of the program's outcome and structure and will be carried out in accordance with available funding. The statutory framework established under the Workforce Innovation and Opportunity Act and congressional notification requirements. The pause of operations at all contractor-operated job court centers will occur by June 30th, 2025. As the transition begins, the department is collaborating with the state and local workforce partners to assist current students in advancing their training and connecting them with education and employment opportunities. So basically, job courts is my apologies. Job Corps is basically a helping hand, a helping aid for students and young adults who didn't get either they had trouble in school. My apology. They had trouble in traditional school, like grade school, and getting that proper education or finding a job, because life be lifing for some of these students, and sometimes
Mm-hmm.
like kids are getting misdiagnosed, so they don't know that they have ADHD, ADD, and other mental capabilities um, that they're not allowed to.
Like I said, capabilities.
Yeah, they do have mental capabilities. Um, yes, but those mental capabilities is not allowing them to traditionally go to school. So you're
Right,
able
right.
to get your welders, your barbers, even nursing, CNA jobs, all of those workforce jobs that require skilled training, and sometimes Job Corps. Well, I'm not going to say sometimes. In addition to Job Corps, they provide funding for people to go to school. So not only are they getting housing, they're getting food, they're getting shelter, they're getting clothing,
Getting
but they're
away.
also are being able to taught a skill that
A
can last
sk-
them for the future and beyond.
Yep.
And I do think, especially when you have alternative schools, sometimes those alternative schools are kind of like pre-jail. Like, how many times have people from alternative schools said they had a really bad experience? Of course, you have that select few that have those success stories with coming out of alternative school. But for the most part, them kids don't be getting the education that they need. They barely be getting the attention that they need in schools, because you have like 30 students versus one teacher. Not That teacher is not going to have the capacity to be able to each one teach one each student.
Mm-hmm.
There's going to be some left behind. So programs like Job Corps is a big help for once again teenagers to young adults, so the ages from like 16 to 25, 24 years old. But good news, even though this does say June 30th, there has been an update with Job Courts. A federal judge on Wednesday granted a preliminary injunction to stop the U.S. Department of Labor from shutting down Job Courts, a residential program for low-income youth, until a law against the move is resolved. So thank you to all those students and all those teachers that rally to stop this program from being discontinued, but it also raised an awareness that as much as they can give it to you, they can also take it away just as fast.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like that commercial where the fisherman was like, "You got to be quicker than that." That's literally how the government does our youth and people my age. I'm 27 years old, so 27 and beyond, they still don't give us the proper the proper education and the proper funding to educate us, because usually you will go you if you want to be a doctor, you want to be a nurse, you want to be a phlebotomist, you want to it requires funding, and you can end up with those top earning degrees, but most of the time you fall into debt. But once again, programs like Job Corps, they allow students to get that quote unquote free education and skilling that will help them advance further into their careers and whatever they want.
Major skills at that, like major skills for major fields, because this ain't like, oh, I'm about to, and no disrespect, oh, I'm about to learn how to cut down some trees, like take some shears and cut them down in the yard. Like, okay, you can learn. Not and listen, not the disrespect. You can learn that from YouTube, but you can learn a lot of stuff from YouTube. You can learn a lot of skills from YouTube and other resources. But like you said, for people with mental capabilities, it gave them an opportunity to develop, life skills as well as a skill in the work field, like a good work field. Now it's like
And
Rules.
some schools they
Just
do have those
pull
programs
someone
where
leg.
you can deep dive into skills. Like they have like elective classes where you can learn to cook. Like if you went to Goose
Mm-hmm.
Creek High School, you learn how to you learn about nutrition. And the fact that nutrition, even though that was an elective that they kind of pushed to the side, a lot of people today do need nutrition, because the same way people overindulge into like shopping and gambling, overindulging into food and not knowing what's good for your body is definitely detrimental to your health.
Yes. Number one and key, because
And shout out to Miss
going to
D
a
for this
background
tweet.
like it's and to our background, like just to eat off the like the nutrition is that's a life skill, because growing up we ate what we literally ate what we wanted 2 times, 3 times, 4 times for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and we were on the heavy side. So it's like it's definitely good to have that life skill with definitely food and proportion and knowing what to eat and nutrition altogether.
Mm-hmm. That's why everybody be big backs, but it's more, it's beyond that, because when
Hmm.
it's like now when I think of big back, I'm not even thinking about the outside. I'm more so thinking about the
Like what
inside,
your thyroid level look
because
like,
you
what that
have,
lab work is.
because no matter the size, your big back is really eating on you on the inside. You get what I'm
Oh
saying?
yeah.
Like you have a lot of unhealthy people who are skinnier than me, but you will have a what they call big bone thickums, even in the back and the hips wide. But that could be just genetics, but they can be the most healthiest person. That's why you have your I don't know too much about football, but ain't it the linebackers, the ones, the big
I
heavy
think it's
dudes?
the linebacker, the big
Mm-hmm.
linebacker, a big quarterback.
Them,
He
hey,
got
them be
like
the
you can
ones
say
that be
a
can
big line quarterback.
shoo on that field if they need to, and bulldoze y'all ass if they need to too. But that requires strength and energy, and they be having a lot of it. And usually when they play sports like that, it's a lot more muscle than it is fat for real.
They be
But back on
training.
the Job Corps situation, yeah, I'm glad that everyone went out there to support. Everyone went to the courthouses and reversed the pause, because I don't know what Trump got. I know what he's trying to do. I don't know a lot of what he's trying to do, but a little bit of what he is trying to do is he trying to get y'all to not think critically and just want y'all to be worker bees, or want y'all to sign the dotted line and
Worker
fight
bees.
the senseless wars.
Worker bees.
More and if you know what,
Look,
I didn't even want to say
as I go
worker
to
bees
clock
no
into my
more.
job
I
tomorrow.
really want to say lab rats, because that's what they be treating us as, little lab rats, little guinea pigs.
And there's multiple examples of people. All right. Multiple examples of humans being guinea pigs. Human guinea pigs. Multiple.
Mm-hmm.
So we ain't just talking out the side of our neck. We talking from the front of our mouth.
But allegedly, that's what I think
Alleged.
Trump
You
trying to
know,
do on the
just
back
alleged.
end, because you know, you know, they saying, which I truly believe, is they don't want a middle class. They either want you poor or they want you rich. And all the rich look like they
Talk
already
about
got
it.
their hand and
Talk
picked.
about it.
They already got their hand and picked. They said no more invitations. You are not invited. And that's why these wars are being created as well, because it brings in money, but it only helps the rich. It does not help the poor. We are the sacrificial lambs to them. We're just numbers. So let's get into this when it comes to Job Corps. Oh, my bad. That's for the riots. Next. So, how you feel about this? Black community judges other black businesses more than others. So, this is my take on it. People forget there were times when we only were able to support one another because it was against the law to commune and consume with the other races. That's how you raise the stock in the black community. That's how you create wealth within the black community. This is how you create towns like Black Wall Street.
Yep.
Because I really don't like when, you know, people in our community are like, this is why I don't support black businesses. Words are very powerful. So anytime you have a negative review about a specific business, don't categorize that with every business. Oh, that's why I don't support black businesses. Y'all would support a McDonald's. Y'all would support a Target. Y'all will support a Starbucks real quick.
The
And
fastest, the Walmart.
and the crazy thing about it, those places have franchises. I mean, those places are franchises. That means that anybody can really have a piece of the pie. And you're not even realizing, one, not all of those buildings is owned by the same person. So you could really be going to a Starbucks and it be owned by a black person for real, and you don't even know that. Like, for instance, when I was in high school, I worked at Goose Creek Burger King, right there by the base. If you know, you know. It was right by the sewer, and it used to stink.
All right.
But the people would still come up in there and eat that burger, eat that fry, eat that chicken, and whatever that's up in there. And it was owned by a black man. He had a chain of Burger Kings in the Somerville, Goose Creek. I want to say Moss Corner area. Like he had a couple of spots. Moral of the story is, though, the face is really the boss man of those franchises is the white man, right? And even down to these Indian stores, corner stores y'all be going to. Y'all don't say that about them. I mean, y'all do, but y'all don't criticize.
You get what y'all they just walk up in there and put the
So
change
bring
in
the
the
black
thing, yeah.
dollar, bring y'all black dollar, because they want to talk about America being the consumers when they're really talking about black Americans, specifically black women. We bring in the most dollars to the community. That's why subconsciously every move that any market makes, it is dependent upon the black dollar. So yeah, that's my take on it. What's your take on it?
People be so quick to give up on their own kind. It's like,
Oh
what?
no, you sound low. Speak up a little louder.
What about now? What about now? Check
Okay,
in.
you
Hello.
checking in now.
I said, our I don't like that our kind give up on our kind so easily. It's like if we stick together, we're literally the brightest heads of people put together and alone, by ourselves and together. I don't like when people so quick to be like, "Oh, I ain't gonna shop with them no more." I ain't gonna like what? Like, damn, you about to go back to Walmart, and Walmart got the nastiest, rankest, like the food be out of date and allegedly uh
Spoiled,
spoiled,
picked up off the
and
ground.
you gonna go right back to Arab and get you a gar. Ain't gonna say nothing when they cuss you out. Yeah, you still my friend. What? But sister girl standing in front of the stove selling the same thing, and you passing by like, shit, what's up? What's really tea? As soon as somebody that own a black business mess up, oh, see this why I don't support this. Cause everybody got attitudes and like what the fuck is that? You ain't say that when you went to McDonald's?
Okay.
And if you did say that, you went right back to McDonald's the next day.
Okay, I was just about
On shift change. You went right on shift
Mhm.
change.
I
The
was
fuck?
just about to say that. That's exactly what they do.
Go right back to the same establishment that say the food slack or the food be undone. I ain't gonna come in no more. I ain't gonna come in no more. And go trade at another place in town. But you're still supporting that establishment, even if it's not that at that location that you went to, saying it was slack and this and that. Like you still supporting. You
That
can
part.
support your sister. You can support your brother. It's not that hard. And then support is not hard because it's social media, it's word of mouth. You can inbox people, share shit like newsletter and the actual news. You do not have to. Support is literally easy. People just don't
Free.
want to do it for
Support be
yeah.
free.
Support is free. That's true. Support is free. Like we need to support our own kind. First, be the first one. I ain't gonna shop with you no more. Okay, okay.
Okay.
We'll go back to where they cussing you out and won't give you a refund and this and that. You mad and shit, but you going to another location for the same store. Like, what you think fitting to happen?
And that is a form of coonery. I just want to let you know. There are many forms of coons, and that's coons. That's coonery.
I wonder is the episode gonna have a train in the background because I'm surely sitting outside and fucking bugs flying. If you hear shit like sound like shit like I'm fighting back here, it's these bugs.
You gotta you
It
gotta get
feels so good
the little
outside though.
zappity that tennis mosquitoes zap
Yeah, I can't wait to get
and
one. Then they gonna be
and
hitting
just
that.
light their ass up.
And they not. I feel like I'm in their way because it's like I'm outside. This is y'all house.
Technically.
Technically, but I'm like, shit, it feels good out
Technically.
here. I want to be out here too. The fuck? Let me be a bug. Let me stop.
Should be intentional about
Stop.
supporting other Black people?
Because this question is not asked to any other ethnicity. In the
I'm gonna play that one
Why
more.
do you think Black people should be intentional about supporting other Black people?
because this question is not asked to any other ethnicity. In the Asian community, the dollar circulates 24 times before they give it to somebody else. In the Jewish community, 17 times. In the Latino community, 12 times. In the white community, 9 times. For Black people, we have our check in just 30 minutes
Wow.
before we give our money to somebody else.
Do you know you have 30 minutes? Do you know you have 30 minutes? Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy. 30 minutes.
Do
No,
you know
that's
you have
wild.
30?
30 minutes. That man said 30 minutes.
I don't think he lying because he might be talking
It's
about me too.
giving,
I'll be
it's
like, damn, where my
giving,
money
it's
going?
giving the money be hating to see us or something because it's know it's gonna be gone. Don't hate us, money. Please continues to love us. But we gotta pour that love back into us so it can overflow.
Eh,
So let's get into Nico and Brian McKnight. You see how I got the big Nico
we need
and
to
I should have went more look
I was
on
about
the
to say we need a
photo.
dummy of the day sound.
Ooh,
The donkey of the day, whatever it is.
you know what? I'm gonna have a nanny sound next time.
Yes. Damn, can we get that shit on now?
Yeah, definitely gonna have a nanny sound because that's what it needs. So let's get into it, y'all. The R&B singer Extreme Son Cole Nicholas Nico McKnight has died. He passed away at the age of 32 years old. He passed away more than a year after revealing he was battling cancer. Nico's moms, Brian X, and other family members shared the news of his death May 30th. It is with profound sadness that Julie McKnight and family announced the passing of her beloved son, Cole Nicholas McKnight, my apologies, affectionately known as Nico, on Thursday, May 29, 2025. Read a post on his mom's Instagram. Nicholas was a cherished husband, son, brother, grandson, uncle, and nephew, whose warm laughter and love touched the lives of all who knew him. His uncle Claude McKnight, one of Brian's two brothers, noted in his own tribute to Nico's that his nephew had been bravely battling cancer for the last 2 years or so. Nico was one of those amazing kids who was quirky and curious and ridiculously talented. And he said May 30th on a TikTok video, amazing singer, amazing guitar player, had a great eye as a photographer, and just one of those kids that, at least in my estimation, was somebody you always wanted to be around. So it really sucks that he's no longer with us. And I'm gonna skip that part that said Brian did not comment publicly, because he damn sure did, and we're gonna get into that.
Okay.
So this is what I'm gonna share the video of what his uncle said.
All day, I said to myself I wasn't going to post about this. And as the day wore on, I realized that how could I not post about this? This morning, I found out that my nephew, Nico McKnight, passed away. He's been bravely battling cancer for the last 2 years or so. And I have a lot of feelings right now. I'm not going off a script or anything like that. Just how I'm feeling. Nico was one of those amazing kids who was quirky and curious and ridiculously talented. Amazing singer, an amazing guitar player, had a great eye, was a photographer. And just one of those kids that, at least in my estimation, was somebody you always wanted to be around. And so it really sucks that he's no longer with us. And I will also say, probably one of the reasons why
sorry for being low, y'all.
I wasn't going to post about it is I post a lot of things, but I don't post a lot of really, really serious subject things, or certainly family things. And I wanted to post this about Nico, about his legacy, about how amazing he is, and not about what some of you may have heard about, the family drama that has existed for quite some time in our family. I'm not here to discuss that or to talk about how that happened or why it happened. This is not the time or the place, but what I will say is, in any situation, there's always at least 3 sides to a story. There's my side, your side, and the truth. And the truth a lot of times is somewhere in between. So here's the thing. I don't know exactly what was going on there. I know what I've seen. I know what I've heard from all parties involved. And I try not to judge. I just try to be as loving to each person as I can be, because apparently there's so much hurt going on, or was so much hurt going on, that a lot of things didn't get resolved. And again, I want to go back to Nico. I know that kid had a lot inside, a lot eating at him for a long, long, long time. That may have contributed to what happened with him. What I do know is he's out of pain now. And so I can rejoice in the fact that he no longer has to go through the chemo and the radiation and everything else. But I just want to uplift that young man and say we will see him again one day. I love you, Nico. Uncle Claude.
That was sweet and heartfelt.
That was
And
very sweet.
definitely sending condolences
Word. And I want to say fuck cancer overall.
to the biggest.
But you see how his uncle, right, really showed his condolences to his nephew, really showed compassion, um, and really showed respect overall to his nephew. Now, Brian McKnight, if you don't know who Brian McKnight is, he is an old R&B singer from the song Start at One. He always
They say
starting
he
at
start,
one because he
I was just
always
about to
got
say
a
they
new family.
say
He
he's
always
starting
got
back
a
at
damn
one.
new family. He always starting back at. That's the problem. He don't go back. That's why I ain't even say the back part. Cause he always starting at one somewhere else. He don't never go back. He always moving forward.
Like how the reverse record was in The Best Man.
Now listen to this man's response.
Tasteless and self-aggrandizing announcement on TikTok that frankly was not his to make. In my opinion, he inserted himself and used Nico's death as an opportunity instead of letting him pass with respect and dignity. It has instead turned into a circus, a mockery of a life now lost, making this tragedy into a reality show type drama. While that was unfolding, my family and I flew home to Maui and had a private memorial remembering him and all the good times. The last time he and I spoke, we offered him all the help we could provide. We had the #1 oncologist on deck for him and a team of specialists on standby with private care in our home. He and his mother declined. The door of communication was open and remained open until his death. To the self-proclaimed mama bear, may God have mercy on your soul for not allowing him to accept that help and not allowing him to use that line of communication. There is great comfort in knowing God knows the truth and the totality of the whole story. I am truly thankful for the immense peace God has given me, and I've left everything in his hands. I have a clear conscience. The only judgment that matters is God's. My wife, our children, and I are eternally thankful to Almighty God that the suffering has come to an end and grateful for all of your condolences. Thanks to those of you who have known the truth from the beginning and haven't let untruths, half-truths, or slander prejudice your opinion.
He's very condescending. Because that mama bear raised a grown ass man. And sick or in health, if that man did not ask for your help, there was a reason behind it. Obviously, he didn't feel comfortable in your house to receive the treatment that he needed.
Okay then.
Obviously, he didn't feel safe around whatever you have going on. And then not only that, especially, of course, he will want his family around. But guess who the family do not like? You. And we're not just talking about his mother and his siblings. He has other siblings with you. He has other siblings from you, Mr. Brian. And obviously, none of those no how okay, if we want to talk about summing up right, if the only child that likes you is the one that you're currently raising with your current wife and not your other children, then the common denominator is that you ain't shit and you're still a deadbeat.
Yeah. Cause like when you get older, you recognize who your parents are. Even if I feel like even if a parent brainwash you type shit, you come into realization like, hold on, you brainwashed me. Let me see what this other parent da 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 da. But no, nobody brainwashing no child and they're not like you. Like they see what it is.
And like we were just stating on the last episode, children are very much intelligent, very much observant, then parents give children the credit.
Yeah.
And I applaud the mothers who don't bash their children's father and be like, you gonna have to see for yourself. Cause when it didn't I know it didn't take Simone long for me to realize what's going on in a potato salad. And
Young. We realized stuff young.
young. And then thank you to the elders that actually, sat with us and not even sat with us, but just listen to us and communicate with us that, the questions that you're inquiring about are true. They make sense because, as observant as we are, especially as kids, we observe it, but we still question it. And sometimes we be like, did that really happen?
Right.
And then you starting to really see it as you get older, like, oh, okay. So not only the questions that was answered as a child, but when you get older, you like, okay, and then you're like, okay, this one ain't
This ain't
the
that ain't
father of
that.
the year. He does not get those rewards. And will never get those rewards. The only reward he do get is the certificate that he brought children into the world. That's about it. What you get a
You get a
certificate
no
for
from
show
me.
and tell. That's
It's a no from me.
just to show that you produce children and to tell that you have kids. That's about it. That's all I can. And for you, Brian, that's, you know who you are. Like you said, God is the only one that's gonna judge you.
That what
And
he
just
say.
know that not only does God, but he also bring the ancestors in this too. Like, you think he don't have a council with them as well? Come on now. Not only is God judging you, but the ancestors are judging you as well. They can
Up,
speak.
gone.
It's crazy because a lot of people don't realize that the ancestors can really speak on your behalf. God is the judge, the ancestors are the jurors. And your son is an ancestor, and you think he gonna rally behind what you got going on? Oh, okay.
That's sad because, like, shit really be happening to people because they don't do right by their kids.
Okay.
Shit be happening to them motherfuckers.
Because the children really be the innocent bystanders.
That's it.
So let's talk about the riots. Community members clash with ICE, other federal officers, Minneapolis police, and other state officers as officials raids La Cruta Milpas in Minneapolis, Minnesota, Tuesday, June 3rd, 2025. And then following behind that, the LA riots started as well. What is your take on the riots that happened in LA and Minneapolis?
Hey, William, what say we won't speak on that?
Vote for Donald Trump. Hey, what was that? Oh,
We will vote for Donald Trump.
We will vote for Donald Trump. And
Vote.
this is not
Donald Trump.
like, of course, ICE is basically they're like the immigrant police.
Where is our aid and our rights?
Oh, okay. And I love that black people are sitting this out because it needs to happen. We are always when we're of course support the minorities because ICE is not just the Latinos, it's all people of color who come
Yeah.
here from overseas illegally, or that their passport or their temporary I guess it's called sponsorship, or their temporary passports have been cannot be extended. And I also think when it comes to ICE doing a lot of deports, and then Trump, he's not allowing U.S. citizens to travel to this country and that country. I do believe it has something to do with the brewing of the war that's potentially may not happen. There's a war going on now, but the World War III possibly that could be happening. Hopefully it doesn't. But the way Israel, Iran, and Trump got going on, it's a big ass. Please, it's a big ass.
I don't understand why people don't think we're
So,
not in a depression and a war already. Like,
really, and the war is recession. That's real. People don't realize that's a war in itself. We have to fight for daily living essentials because the prices are going up.
high
And
as
then not
hell.
only that, if we really hit in a big war with Iran or Israel, that could actually be a big effect on us because now prices of gas will eventually go up. It's already going up. Gas is especially in South Carolina, gas is almost $3. And depending on 87 is about $3. It's already like $5-7 on the other pumps, the premium
Shit is high.
and the other pumps. But yeah, eggs going up, rice going up. It's time to get the farms and everything together. But when it comes to ICE and the deportation of immigrants, this is where your cheap labor come into. Those strawberry farms, those cornfields, even cotton fields. You need those people who will work those $2 an hour. Or some of them are not even paid. Some of them is actually free labor, but they get like it's basically like sharecropping days where you get a pennies on the dollar, but you also can get a roof over your head, but you still gotta sort of kind of pay rent, or working the fields is your rent.
Mm-hmm.
And then not only that, you do have those families that are able to send the money that they do make back to their country so their families can be fed, so their families can have shelter, so the family can have something to live on to the next day. Because not only are we going through a recession, and once again that cheap labor is being taken from corporate America, you have other countries that's just as poor as us. So everybody is same difference, same situation, different fonts. Everybody taking a big hit, even the black farmers. We'll get into that in the next episode.
Yeah.
The black, I'm gonna say farmers. I ain't gonna say just black farmers, because for one, black farmers, they've always made a way. We've been making a way. And the black farmers even goes down to black businesses. Support your own, because I feel like even if in a recession, it's the best time to support your own and bring the stock back up, and bring the wealth back up, and bring the resources and the skills back into our community. But getting separate for the ones that are getting separated from their families. I still empathize with you guys because no one wants to be taken from their family. And not only that, you could be mistakenly being a US citizen, but because you may look like a Latino or of color, a person of color who's an immigrant, you may get swept up in that sweep. Because if you don't know, a couple of months ago, there was a Latino American who still, I believe, I want to say Cuba, but I know that he's not currently in the United States, and they've been trying to bring him back, but it's still some limbo with the Latin American, the Mexican American who was born here and who has the right, but has not still have his due process to where he could come back home. So it's very scary overall. Let's get into this.
Los Angeles after immigration officials conducted several raids and arrested dozens of people on Friday. NBC's Steve Patterson is in LA with more on this. Steve, good morning.
Yeah, Joe, tense night here in LA with at times fully armored authorities in riot gear facing off with protesters after a day of these flashpoints at these federal immigration raids. Take a look at this. The raids starting in the morning with federal employees targeting a clothing wholesaler. The video here, dramatic. Dozens of agents fully geared, often in multiple armored trucks, using flashbangs, deploying pepper spray on a crowd, attempting to block vehicles. These flashpoints then continuing throughout the day. In all, federal agents executing 4 search warrants at 3 locations across central Los Angeles, resulting in 45 arrests. The action culminating in a protester standoff with LAPD officers lining up downtown, facing off against demonstrators after authorities ordered crowds to disperse around nightfall. Police there declaring an unlawful assembly, ordering about 200 protesters to break up at about 7 with the use of less lethal munitions authorized after officials say a smaller, more violent group started throwing pieces of concrete at officers. No solid report at this time on the severity of injuries on either side so far.
Joe? And Steve, I know while all this was happening in the streets, there was also this battle really being waged between politicians
in a tactic that sows.
Okay, so yeah, this one, the video is paused. Well, this is the end of the video, y'all, but this is what the mayor of LA said. She said, as mayor of a proud city of immigrants who contribute to our city in so many ways, I am deeply angry by what has taken place. These tactics sow terror in our communities. We will not stand for this. Now, like I said, as a community and understanding, as you know, as an immigrant community, I understand you still have rights, even if you're not legally born here. And I am proud of what you guys are doing. But I'm more proud of the Black community once again, overall, for taking it back and allowing the immigrant community to do what they do. Because even though LA, Minneapolis, and other cities and other states and around the nation, even though they're doing their rallies and they're doing their rioting, if Black people was at the forefront, these news reporters would have a different outcome of reporting. It would have been deaths. It would have been way more lockups. It would have been blame on us. And the thing is, we've been sitting this one out, and it's still blame. Why are y'all blaming us? We trying to have cookouts. We trying to sip tea, iced tea, lemonade, sweet lemonade, Kool-Aid, with a hot dog and a hamburger, a meatball, pasta salad,
baby shower plate, egg rolls.
Yes. go to trail rides, everywhere, events, hookah sessions, gatherings, social clubs, book clubs. We just doing our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and our
I like
asses
the book
down.
club.
And we support from afar. Because even in those voting polls, even though the electoral votes are the ones that actually brings the president into the White House, those electoral votes, those non-electoral votes, the popular votes, those votes actually bring ammunition on what the electoral votes will do. And with the popular vote, you had your white women, your white men, Latino men, and Latino women. You had majority, excuse this thick tongue and this country slang, but you understand what I'm swinging it. So like I said, you had majority of them who voted for Mr.
Donald Trump.
Orange potato chip, orange peel,
I will vote
for Donald Trump. Hey, the shit catchy. And guess what? The lady and her husband who sung that song for the Trump rally, for the Trump campaign, the husband got deported. Yeah.
Yay.
You see how when you be a coon for them,
a scroon,
because that's a form of cooning.
Like, yeah, not going for the enemy, and they going for you.
Yeah. And then I don't understand. I was in an Uber yesterday and I was talking to this man. And crazy thing about it, he didn't have on a music playing. He had on the Trump versus the Trump and the Iran and the missiles and the misfire going on. And I was telling him, I was like, you know, hold on. What I was telling him, dang.
You said about the misfires?
Yes. So, yeah. So, yes. Okay. Now I remember, y'all. Sorry, I'm a little high. I had a little, I ain't gonna care. I had a little weed before I got on this.
Wanky wang. Yeah, okay.
So, just let me bring it around town real quick. Okay, so, we was talking about how so in the Uber, right? We was talking and we was talking about the immigrants. So back to, most of the Latino community, they thought so white folk and some of the Mexicans, they believe that voting for Trump will help them economically, but also deplete the black community.
Depleted.
And I don't understand that. Thank you for bringing it back. I don't understand how. There it go. That's what I was telling the man. Y'all, it came back to me. I'm so glad it came back to me. So, also what I said to the man in the Uber when we was talking, I was telling him, Dang, I can't believe it's losing me, girl.
I will vote.
And that's what it is.
I will vote. Y'all voting to get y'all ass out of here. That's what y'all voting for.
It'll come back to me. And when it come back to me, I will let y'all boy know, because that's crazy. So let's go on to the next slide. It'll come back to me, y'all. U.S. strikes Iran. On June 22nd, 2025, the United States Air Force and Navy attacked 3 nuclear facilities in Iran as part of the Iran/Israel war. The U.S. military struck 3 sites in Iran early Sunday, directly joining Israel's war aimed at decapitating the country's nuclear program in a risky gambit to weaken a longtime foe amid Tehran's threat of reprisals that could spark a wider regional conflict. Addressing the nation from the White House, President Donald Trump said Iran's key nuclear sites were completely and fully obliterated. He also warned Tehran against carry out retaliatory attacks against the U.S., saying Iran has a choice between peace or tragedy. So when it even comes to U.S. striking Iran, why are we even striking them? This whole facade that they're building nuclear bombs. First of all, most of these countries have nuclear programs. For 2, I feel like Israel has been a big bully to Iran. And of course, there's possibly as to why Trump doesn't have a choice, because for one, since even the Biden administration, we've been funding guns to Israel. And what did I say? War is a rich man's sport. War is a rich man's game. It's more so like we get the oil, they get the guns and other war supplies, and aiding in the Israel and Iran attacks against one another.
Like Kanye say, what was the reason? You don't have all the answers, Sway. Oh no, Cardi B said that. Kanye said, you don't have all the answers, Sway. How?
Don't have the fucking answers, but want us. And then that's what I'm saying. Like, for one, to the troops, my heart and prayers are going out to you guys, because y'all are entering a senseless war. This is just like the goddamn Vietnam. It's just to take resources and take resources and take resources. And Israel, they're feeling like they're the chosen ones, which, okay, you can feel like you're the chosen ones, but that doesn't mean you bully your way into gaining another country's resources. And I thought being a true chosen one is not being against the people, it's being for the people. And Trump, I'm gonna say this again. Why would you enter? It's like why are you jumping a one-on-one? Why are you jumping into a one-on-one? Let them people fight. Let them people do what they do. It's not like it's land to land. We literally have to go overseas. Don't know when our troops are gonna come back. And then you have like the Secretary of State with this beautiful plan, this brilliant man. And no other president could have executed this as efficiently and effectively as he has. What? And then not only that, when it come back to the troops, when he did the interview, the reporter had asked him, "Do you believe that this effectively stopped Iran for making any more nuclear bombs?" And he deflected and said, "Oh, we're not going to talk about the specifics right now. We're just going to talk about what's at hand." What? Talk about what's at hand. That is a part of what's at hand. Because you're not playing your hand. What do people say when we playing spades? When we playing spades, what you supposed to do? Use your motherfucking hand.
I swear for walk.
And y'all showing y'all motherfucking cards. And then if Iran get help from China, oh, y'all really fucked.
It's Gene and them.
Cause it's really China. What is it? China, India, and Japan. Them the ones with the nukes. And Russia. My apologies, Russia. Them the one with the nukes. So Trump sitting there fucking around, and then not only that, you did this without Congress approval, Trump. You did this without Congress approval, and you really think you're gonna get away with this?
See,
I mean, you have already
nobody came his birthday.
I really do feel like there's some cahoots in it, but you really
that boy bad nobody came his birthday.
And it just came to me, going back to the Uber man and the white folk. That's why it was slipping away from me, because they didn't want me to say it, but I'm gonna say it. Because my mind, it come back to where it need to come back, and it coming back at the right time. I told a man in the Uber ride yesterday, I said, "Why are y'all mad that Trump is doing what he said he was going to do? And y'all always talk about patriotism, but how is that patriotism when he had all them people, all them MAGA people, his occult, raid the White House January 6th. That's not patriotism, that's terrorism. So y'all literally voted in a terrorist. Who need terrorists from other countries when we got a terrorist in our own home? Make it make sense. He the real thug, ain't it? Ain't he a convicted felon?
All right.
Oh, just because he got a suit on, it look good. Because his skin is the complexion for the protection. He's not considered a thug. Oh, okay. So maybe I'm just tripping. So after the Secretary of Defense, I don't know why I said Secretary of the State. So the Secretary of Defense, after he went and did that interview with those reporters and was stating that, oh, this was so effective. This was a brilliant plan by a brilliant man. Now look at him.
They're doing. Do you understand that? I'm not happy with Israel. You know, when I say, okay. say,
It's
okay,
as
now
far as
you
it
have
goes.
12 hours. You don't go out in the first hour and just drop everything you have on them. So I'm not happy with them. I'm not happy with
Alexis,
Iran
you can
either.
hear that?
But I'm really unhappy if Israel's going
Girl,
out this
yeah.
morning because of one rocket that didn't land, that
It
was
sounded a
shot,
little low though.
perhaps by mistake, that didn't
Yeah, that's
land.
as far as it
I'm
go
not
for some
happy
people.
about that. You know what? We basically have two countries that have been fighting so long and so hard that they don't know what the fuck they're doing. Do you understand that?
You heard what he said. If you didn't hear what
Yep.
he said Iran and Israel are both idiots, and they don't know what the fuck they're doing. Because he stated that Israel didn't even wait an hour before they started sending missiles to Iran after this treaty, after this supposed to be peace ceasefire. Man, it's giving dumb, dumber, and dumbest. It's giving as stupid is and as stupid does, according to Forrest Gump. But after all this clusterfuck, let's get into something positive. And I just want to say once again, sending prayers to the people in the military. I pray that we don't have a World War III, because we really have to be mindful that every world war, there was a draft. And I just want to put an armor of protection around all of our young men and women who may have to prepare for something that could really alter their life. And not only that, even going back to the Secretary of Defense, a reporter had asked him in that interview, is there enough support or efficient support for our soldiers? He stated there is a negotiation of peace after what happened. A negotiation of peace. Why do they have to negotiate peace? And that's why that is one of that wording right there, negotiation of peace, lets me know that of course these veterans be having PTSD along with other mental issues they have going on. And I understand that our soldiers prepare for war, but I still feel like they shouldn't have to go into a war that ain't got nothing to do with us.
Cause Cheeto Puff want us sit up here and act like he big bad and bold. It don't make sense. It definitely is putting a lot of lives at risk.
Bag of draws. That's if y'all seen that
Bag of draws.
that video of that little boy, he got ADHD. His mama's name is Mercedes, but he called her Mercedes bitch. There was a video where he had a bag of draws, and she asked him, were they cheesy? Yes, they were Trump. Grounding in nature. Grounding, also called earthing, is a technique that involves doing activities that ground or electrically reconnect you to the earth. These activities may include being in direct contact with the soil or using a grounding mat or device that creates a pathway between the body and the ground. For me personally, I am surrounded by nature. I love breathing that air.
Mm-hmm.
Seeing the bees. I'm not scared of. The only thing I'm scared of, I'm not even scared of old possums. Them big ass possumies. Them. And them bitches fat too. Huge. Not even scared of them hoes. Cause really they just be trying to grab food for real. I ain't got no food for y'all. But if y'all feel like y'all find some, get that shit away from me. But I'ma just let y'all boy know I'm not scared. It's the snakes that I'm more afraid of the snakes than anything else around this motherfucker. But I love being around the trees. I feel like the trees speak to me. That scene that they have in Pocahontas where they had the elder lady as the tree. That's how I feel that the trees speak to us. We literally consume them. So why not? It's kind of like a mother who's pregnant. She's nurturing that baby, saying loving things to it. That's exactly what trees do. They nurture us. They take care of us. They give us the air we breathe. Even though I feel like corporate America wants to be like the Lorax for real. But let's not get sidetracked on that. That's a whole nother situation right there. Because art imitates life. Life imitates art. But you see, look at this picture. That's literally what happens energetically when you're walking in the grass, when you're running, doing yoga, stretching, all of those activities that move the body. The same way the earth is constantly moving, you got to be constantly moving too. And even when you're still, just like the trees, sometimes it's good just to be still and meditate. Hearing those, and not only that, the more you are grounded into nature, not only do the trees will speak to you, the birds will speak to you, the bees will speak to you. You will see, or you will notice that a lot of animals, insects, meaning like grasshoppers, lizards, they'll be really attracted to you. It's really being like in connection with you, being with one with nature. It helps with alleviating stress, alleviating depression. It actually grounding actually allows you to have better sleep. Especially with the sun, that natural vitamin D, vitamin C, you need that. Shout out to my ancestors, because they had a lot of that. And sometimes that sun
And that's they had to have
passing
a
it
lot of
on. But honestly, I do think that me being out in nature, being out and naturally being out, that's truly a natural detox. When you really want to reset and rejuvenate yourself, going outside, taking your socks off, taking your shoes off, and really just immersing yourself in that ground, it's a natural detox. I truly think that's why my skin has been clear, because I just really been grounding. You also get a boost of energy as well.
Yeah. That shit, I was about to say that shit magical, but it is.
We have a lot of static energy around us, a lot of negative static energy. What grounding really do is neutralize it. You really can get in a balance, in a zen within yourself. But to sum it all up, y'all. Oh, my bad. What is your take? What's more so your take on grounding in nature, or what is your experience?
Oh yeah. Oh hell yeah. You don't skip that. Have your feet out. Go outside with your feet out. Go touch that grass in the morning when that dew hit it. Man, listen, and even like a walk within nature. People need to be around trees. Stop cutting down the motherfucking trees. Stop. I'm so serious because one, being around nature, grounding, being outside, That's a health benefit. That's a brain booster, immune booster. You need to be outside. You need to ground. You need to touch grass, as they say. People be angry because I really feel like people be angry because they be cooped up. They don't go outside. They don't get no fresh air.
Mm-hmm.
Not to say the air is fresh, but you know what I'm saying.
Right, because that's a whole nother,
Oh,
that's a whole nother shebang wang wang.
That's why I say
All the toxins they putting in the air.
ultimately done busted up,
Mm-hmm.
opened up, everything. But nah, yeah, don't go the fuck outside. I'm outside. In the course, I'm literally speaking because I'm outside right now from beginning to end. Like I've been outside for probably from 6 a.m. to now. I'm outside. Like I like to do stuff outside. I don't just like to be in no house, even though like I can be at the house. I be at the house outside. Like,
like with the old folks sitting
on
outside
the porch. On the porch is baby. I'll sit on the porch. Good day, hot day, cold day, like no cap. I ain't gonna cap. And this ain't no secret, it ain't no tip. But me being outside this whole entire week and it was a heat wave, I literally been outside for over 10 plus hours this entire week. I've been sweating.
Same.
And I still when I say I don't think I feel like I lost some inches sitting out here. It's hot.
Why I said the same?
Yeah.
I was looking at my body. I said, wait a minute. You done dropped, baby girl. You looking right where you need to be and literally just walking outside and then no, because I was burning trash outside and just literally just being outside and just allowing that sweat and just the because it was literally just probably some leftover stress or depression, probably some whatever it was gone.
You never know.
It was gone. When life was lifing, if life be lifing, take your ass for a walk. I promise you. Take your ass for a walk. And while you walking, speak positive within yourself, speak positive outside of yourself, and speak positive into your future, into your outcomes. While you're walking, combine that energy, and I promise you, you're going to start seeing some turnaround in your life. It may happen instantly, and it may happen gradually, but it's going to happen.
Niggas need to walk. Need to believe it, too.
Just like what we talking about outside is what Mother Nature, what she trying to do. Come nurture you. Come talk to mama. That's what she'd be saying. Come talk to mama. But y'all, this does conclude the end of Sum It Up. In conclusion, go to the motherfucking bonkers. And when I mean the motherfucking bonkers, stock up on your food, your dry food, stock up on your canned goods. Save as much as you can. Try to save, even if it's like he said previously in earlier in this video. It takes 30 minutes to come out the black man's, black woman's hands. Let's turn this around. Even if, just like they said, it only takes $1. Even if you got $1, put that dollar in your savings, because $1 could turn into $10, turn into $20, $30, $40. And one day you may need that little extra dollar or two to get you on through. But develop saving habits for yourself, and not only financially, but develop saving habits for yourself eternally. Meaning, don't be overexerting your energy onto on to and for others. Make sure you're saving that energy because at the end of the day, if you ain't got you, how else you want somebody else to get you to? Make sure you always have you. Making sure you pay attention to your politics, even though it can be boring to some, but it's important the most because it's affecting us all. Even if
Use
you
Chat
feel like it's
GPT
not affecting you,
to
it's affecting you.
simplify shit. Facts. Use Chat GPT to simplify shit.
And support your black business. And don't forget the what? Tip your bartender.
Tip the bartender and tip your DJ. Go
DJ.
Hey, that's my
That's
DJ.
my
Hey,
DJ.
what that we did? I promise y'all, we don't be rehearsing shit at all. We just be off the dome. Like that was not planned.
Word. And that's what it's called. Being black. Being black.
The
And we missed
synchronization is
it.
crazy.
But happy Juneteenth because it's still the month of the Juneteenth. Happy Father's Day to all the fathers. This is still the month of the fathers. Not the sperm donors, but the fathers.
Real deal,
This is
father.
also
Real deal,
still the
brother.
month for the
I told all the
LGBTQ.
word. I told all the real fathers at the Father's Day. Yes, I did.
And stay moisturized and stay hydrated in this heat.
I'm telling
Because
and not just don't drink just water. Drink y'all something with some electrolytes. Get y'all some fruit water that's going get y'all some vitamin C. Vitamin D.
And most of all, more is better than few. Stay united in good health and good faith. And see y'all boy next time on Sum It Up.
Sum it up.
Peace.
To that bartender.
Swine, my brother?
Nah, no thanks.
Now let me tell you something. If you hit a man in time, his wounds will heal. And if you steal from a man, you can replace what you steal. And always cross in the green, never in between. Honorable Elijah Muhammad Ali floats like a butterfly and stings like a bee.
Just thinking about spending another minute with Farrah convict made me never want to do time in the joint again.
Boy, am I happy to see you, man. And always remember, my brother, one fish, two fish, red fish, blue fish, knick-knack, paddywhack, get a dog a bone, 2000 party, oops, out of time, my bacon smelling fine.